everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is September 3rd, 2025. Have you seen the price of gold? We're going to talk about that in just a second. I'm going to bring you some prepper items that were in the gift bag from my friend, and we're going to talk about some things I found as we've been moving my parents out of their house. So, yesterday's video was a bit of a rant about the hospitals and the prepping that's going on in France. I've gotten word that the UK is also doing similar hospital preparation for wartime scenario. Interesting. There used to be a time, y'all. There used to be a time where things like that would come out and we would all go, or I don't know, I can't speak for you, but I would go, is this a preparation for war? Do they think they're going to get invaded by, man, I didn't know then. I thought maybe Russia, but wow, now they just come right out and say it. I feel like they're not even talking cryptically anymore. It's just, well, it's just out there. There it is. So, interesting times we are living in for sure. Now then, the price of gold, right before I started making this video, I don't know what time it is. It's like 2 in the afternoon Central Time. Texas time, God's time's what we say here in Texas. So, so I checked the spot price. Right before I got on here on gold, it was $3,580 per ounce. Per square ounce, not square ounce. Y'all, if I could tell you how long this day's been already, I mean, I know it feels like it should be 8 o'clock in the evening already. But anyway, per troy ounce is my understanding. I am no expert on gold, so don't judge me too hard. I do watch gold as far as a barometer of when that starts going up and up and up, and honestly, I've been watching it since it was below 3,000. When man, was I watching it when it was below 2,000? I think back in 2020. Is that right? Would that be right? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. So it's pushing 3,600, y'all, and that's only 400 away from 4,000. So interesting. Now it might get hit again where something happens and suddenly everything shifts back to different, like going the other way, but the trend is up. The trend is up, and it feels like it's happening very quickly now. Actually, it feels like a lot of things are happening very quickly. It nearly feels like another labor pain is coming on. That's what it feels like, y'all. Tell me what you think you're feeling, what you're sensing in the spirit, what your opinions are based on what you see in the flesh. What do you think? Comment in the comment section. It's fascinating to hear what everybody thinks all around the world. I love it. I just love it. Okay. So, the price of gold is something to watch. I know I went on that big rant yesterday about the hospitals and how all of that was coming together, and I hope I didn't offend anybody when I said that. I didn't mean to talk that long about it. It just started coming out, and man, so I had all these things here I was going to cover in a happy little video, and somehow, man, that didn't happen yesterday. So, here we go. Let me show you. Now, I got a gift bag, a prepping gift bag from someone, a friend. And one of the things, this was one of the most fascinating things that was in it that I have seen, but I have not ever tasted, nor have I bought any of it. And that is this shelf-stable milk. I mean, this is like a quart, or this feels like a quart. Yeah, I can't tell. I'm not seeing right offhand how much. Oh, 32 ounces. There we go. 32 ounces. Duh, y'all. My brain. I tell you, I've been in that garage over at my parents' cleaning out stuff and then justifying why we're throwing things away, that kind of thing. And not that my parents aren't smart and still with it. They are. It's just like, oh, man, anyway. So that's where my brain has been, and it's a little fried at the moment. But this, going back to the shelf-stable milk, this is cool. And my friend told me, this is 1% low fat. My friend told me that there was whole milk like this, that there I don't want to, maybe 2%. I don't know. There were different, what my ears heard was there's whole milk, because I like whole milk. And so, and I mean, I would drink this for sure if I needed to. And I'm glad I would certainly cook with it. And this is like, really seems to be a good thing to have. He said he got it at the dollar store or dollar store, Dollar General. So you might look and see. This is Marcel's Modern Pantry is the brand. Great taste, real milk. That's what it says. See? There you go. You can look at it. Go get you some, and when I taste this, I'm gonna get this really cold in the refrigerator, and then I'm going to also freeze my glass. Do y'all ever do that before you? I freeze my glass a lot. I used to drink Dr. Pepper every morning at 10 o'clock. I had a Dr. Pepper. Not only a Dr. Pepper, but a cold Dr. Pepper in a cold glass that had ice in it. That was my thing. And but then I quit doing that. When kids came in, I got to work and afford nothing after that. Okay, so let me show you my. I'm gonna have to kind of lean over here. Hopefully, I won't make everything fall that's towering over there. This, y'all, I've shown you this before on the channel, but this has been my go-to milk, shelf-stable milk. I am gonna buy some of this. I'm gonna look into this for sure. I'm so appreciative for my friend teaching me about that. But this is also a really great product. It's Nestle's Nido Fortificado. Y'all, I need to tell you about this Mexican man I met in the alley yesterday when I was throwing all this crap away that's in my parents' garage. Oh my word. We have to go find, here's the story, and then I'll get back to the milk, all right? So this story. So Dakota, my son, and I are like cleaning everything. He is the muscles behind everything that's happening. So we loaded up a stuff that needed to be taken to the dumpster. And y'all, I don't want to put too much in our dumpster because then our neighbors get mad because we can't throw our regular trash away. It fills up the dumpster too much. So we drove all the way over to where the church building is and decided to use a couple of those dumpsters. Now, we did not fill them up, but we're sprinkling it out all over town. All right, just saying, that's what we're doing. Long story short on that strategy. As we drove up, we meet this Mexican man. Let's see, Manuel. Seemed like that was his name. Was that his name, Manuel? Manuel, yeah, Manuel was his name. Senor Manuel. So anyway, we're starting to throw this stuff away. Well, he decides, he comes up to us, and we introduce ourselves. Good morning, nice and cool today, da da da. And he clearly knew a little bit of English, but I did not know very much Spanish. I could understand one out of every 30 words, and I swear he probably spoke about 1,000 words to us. Maybe I could understand one word out of every 100, all right? We'll put it that way. Anyway, you get the picture. But he just kept talking, man. I just acted like I understood every word he was saying. He had 3 fingers. He just had these 3 fingers. I don't know what happened to those, but I could tell whatever he was telling me had to do with Mexico because I did understand. That was one of the words I understood was Mexico. And I was like, yes, sir, yes, sir. And I said, I would every once in a while I would say, in Mexico, and he would go, see. And so I tried to act like I was engaged, While Dakota's over there working, trying to get rid of all that trash, I was talking to Senor Manuel. And anyway, he told us what he wanted out of the back of our van and where to put it. And so Dakota did that for him. And we got, he told us cryptically and enough broken English and my broken Spanish, Paquite, no habla español, very Paquite. He told us that he would watch the back of the church building and call the police and he mimed it out that drunk people would get on our porch back there and he'd call the police. And I was like, oh, gracias. Anyway, so we were talking to him like that. And there were some toys in the building still, and we were a bit away from the door, and no one's in the building but us, y'all. So I said, Dakota, go get those toys for this man, because I bet you Manuel will want this for his niños. You want it for your niños, and he was your bambinos. That's about all I got. But he got the picture. He's like, oh yeah, papacito. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. See. So anyway, I said, oh Dakota, I'll walk to the building with you. So I was walking with him down the alley, and Dakota said, stay with the car. And I was like, what? And he went, stay with the car, Mom. And I was like, oh, yeah, I should say, I don't know this man. I mean, I don't know that, I don't think he would have stolen anything for sure, but you never know who would have come up, because the car was just wide open and my purse was in there. My situational awareness, rookie mistake, right? I just absolutely, I mean, Dakota was right on it. I was proud of him. And when he found, he was like, Mom, you cannot just walk away from the car like that. I was like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I should have known that. But anyway, I digress. So when it comes to milk, Nido Fortificado, it is in where I find this is in the Spanish section, like Spanish food, like Mexico food at Walmart. There's a little section you can usually find those brands that Hispanic people are used to getting from their home in Mexico. So anyway, when I bought this, y'all, I think it was like $14 for one of these. I promise you, I don't know. It's probably like way over $30 now. I don't know. But I did a taste test on that. That is whole milk. And I mixed some up in a little bowl. I put it in the refrigerator, made it real cold. Then I just drank it. It was good. It tasted like just regular milk. Not gritty, not weird to tasting, nothing. So y'all know that. You can vacuum seal it. So however you preserve it, it's a really good thing to have. And I'm excited about getting some of this too. So that's my idea for milk, y'all. What do you do when you preserve milk? We're not huge milk. Hey, we have a cow, y'all know we have access to a milk goat, so I'm excited about that too. It's not my milk goat, it's Helen's, and so that's what's good. She knows about the goats for sure. All right, now I know this kind of well, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, no, before I read that, I need to show you what I found. So oh my Lord, I'm going to fall down here. In my parents' barn, oh, I didn't know that was gonna, y'all, I have this hernia. I'm not lying. When my appendix ruptured, that just did me all kinds of bad stuff. Anyway, okay. So when I was lifting this up, I thought, oh, we may have to stop this tape. All right, I'm going to show you what I found in my parents', actually, this was in the garage. This was not in the barn. I was surprised because I didn't know this was, I didn't know my dad had one of these. So we all know, those of us who are old, those of us who born in the 60s, grew up in the 70s, y'all, part of the 80s, y'all, you're going to recognize this. This is a projector, all right? This is a film projector, all right? You remember these? You remember when the teacher would roll one of these in? It's going to be film day. You're going to, sometimes on Friday, or if you can go out to recess, they'd roll in the big projector and you'd watch a film. Okay, so this will for sure do a 9mm, which is, we have our 9mm films when we did family videos. When they weren't videos, they were movies. So our 9mm home movies, we would occasionally, we didn't ever own a projector. So we would borrow one, or I don't even know how we'd get one from time to time, but we would set up we'll put a sheet on the wall and set up the projector. I mean, this one's a newer one. I mean, this one's not old like in the 60s and 70s. And of course, we would put the sheet up on the wall and get the film out, and we would get popcorn and Coke, and y'all, we would watch home movies and laugh, and my dad would do them frontwards and reverse them, and it would be so funny with somebody walking on the diving board, and we would just have a ball doing that. So when I found this projector, I thought, oh, that's cool. I had my old dad's Browning, Kodak Browning camera that took all the 9mm. I have that camera. So when I found this, I thought, oh, cool. Yeah. So I'll just take that. I won't throw this away. We'll keep this. So I brought it home. I plugged it in this morning. It does not work, y'all. It does not work. Okay. So I know some of you are going to comment and say, oh, well, maybe you could fix it or tweak it or that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give it to somebody who does. This will be going in the dumpster, all right, somewhere across town. But the point I'm making is that even though this was kind of cool, and I thought, oh, I want this. It's broken, and I'm throwing it in the trash, y'all. I'm throwing it in the trash, and you can judge me all you want to, but that's what I'm doing. That's where we're at now, man. We're not keeping nothing. We're just like throw it away. So I got to thinking about how much we were throwing away. If it's broken, throw it away. And there have been a lot of things I've been like, why are y'all keeping this? Does this work? No. Well, you have 4 of them. What? And it could be anything. It could be a drill. It could be a curling iron. It could be, I'm just like, a vaporizer. Why do we have 7 of these? Do they work? No. Why didn't you throw them away? I don't know. Coffee pot? That was real popular to keep for some reason, because I came across 3 of them today and I was like, they don't work, throw them away. I can tell they don't work. I know they don't work, throw them away. So I got to thinking. Yo, I'm sweating bullets. I'm sweating in here. Sorry. So as broken as we are inside ourselves, people can be broken. I am broken. I'm a freaking train wreck, y'all. I really am. I told my mother-in-law that one time. She was like, no, you're not. You're so strong. And I went, no, I'm not. If you knew what this did all day, every day, and sometimes all night, you would know. I ain't strong. I'm a train wreck. I am so broken. And the thing is, as broken as I am, the Lord does not throw me out. The Lord does not find a dumpster somewhere and discard me. No, the Lord takes me and loves on me and recreates me. That is the beautiful thing about being a believer in Jesus Christ. We are recreated by him in the Spirit, by the Spirit. So it's not even our own effort that makes us have to be different. The Lord shapes us beautifully in his own perfect time, by his own perfect way, with his own perfect hands. And if people only knew that, everyone would be all in for Jesus. So I'm going to read this to y'all, and it will kind of, it's in 2 Corinthians. And it's the reminder that the Lord does not throw away our brokenness. He doesn't throw us out. Especially if we come to him. The thing is, the Lord, there's so many broken people who don't even know Jesus. And even then, he's waiting. People say, why hasn't the Lord returned? Because he's waiting for people to repent. He's waiting for the broken people to come to him so he can fix them into something beautiful over time. So here we go. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 16. This is what our brother Paul writes. So we have stopped evaluating others from a human point of view. At one time, we thought of Christ merely from a human point of view. How differently we know him now. This means that anyone who belongs to Christ has become a new person, a new projector. If you were to look at that projector and pretend it's a person, it would be brand new. It's new. The old life is gone. A new life has begun. And all of this is a gift from God. A gift, y'all, from God, who brought us back to himself through Christ. And God has given us this task of reconciling people to him. For God was in Christ, reconciling the world to himself, no longer counting people's sins against them. Well, that sounds pretty darn good to me. How about you? And he gave us this wonderful message of reconciliation. So we are Christ's ambassadors. God is making his appeal through us. We speak for Christ when we plead, come back to God. When we plead with people, come back to God. For God made Christ, who never sinned, to be the offering for our sin, so that we could be made right with God through Christ. Have you ever heard of anything more beautiful? I haven't. There is nothing more beautiful than that. That's my life being saved. Otherwise, I'm dead in the water. All right, y'all. The world is unraveling quickly again. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to wake up to tomorrow, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because you belong to Christ. If you believe he is the Son of God and are following him, devoted to him, and I belong to Christ. So everything's going to be okay. There's going to be a day that everything's perfect when we live in heaven and we don't have to worry about brokenness, broken things, broken nothing, or even where the dumpster might be. Won't that be a good day? I think so. I think so. All right. Y'all do with that what you need to do. Pray about it. If it sticks with you, then it was from the Holy Spirit, not from me, to the glory of God. All right. Stay safe, America. From the pantry, this is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.